Here is my NN1 Lab 1 code. I tested with our example set 1, number 4, example 4 data. So it has a weight.txt with all those values in the weight table. Then use a transfer function 3. Then first input is 52314. So for the one input set 52314, we are going to do for the fitting. That is and then one lab requirement. And finally, it will print final output. So in this case, 0.4998 and negative 0.9999 will be printed finally. There are three methods. In the main method first, this one is reading the input files, and if t function is not given, it is saying t1 as a t function. Then read all the inputs. Inputs are at the end, get all the inputs. Then call evaluate function. So this evaluate function is actually doing the for the feeding, and it will return final output, and you are going to print the final output. That's what main method is doing. Then if I come back to evaluate function has stages. Actually, stages have first time in example 4. If you see here, there are 5 stages and 3 stages and 2 stages and finally 2 output. We don't really have to use those final 2 in this case because as soon as we get the final 2, we are done. So in first lab, we need only 5, 3, and 2 for this specific case. So every testing case, you are going to have a different number of stages. So you are not supposed to hard code. Each time you must use variables. So keep in mind that. Then, so first stage has 5. Then by using this number of stages, the first number 5, you can get all the weights and store correctly. So what you are going to store is first in the weight list, you may have first 15, so 5 times the next number of stages 3 will be first list. Then the second between layer 1 and layer 2 will be stored into the second list in the weights. How do I know? You have a total of 15 data for the first line in the weights text file. You are going to divide by stages, number of stages, 5. So you are going to see what number is the second stage, that is 3. Then you can store that into your stages list. So finally, your stages list will have 5, 3, and 2. That is the next part, like line 19 and 20. So if I show you the weight class, weight list more, it looks like this. If I read from the file, then each line has first list of the weights for each layer. So you are going to read line by line and store it. Then by using the stage, you are going to evaluate. So each stage you are going to evaluate. So in this case, in the second layer, so that means in the layer 1, you are going to call this transfer function 1, 2, 3 times. So let's see for each transfer function what you need. So let's see what the transfer function does is it gets the input list. So for each one, you are going to do transfer and return the list of them. So if you go back to here in the diagram, my transfer function will return 3 values. Then those 3 values become input values for the next one, for the layer 1 to layer 2. So store into the input value. Then those 3 input values and first 3 weights and second 3 weights passed to the dot product Then you are going to pass the result to the transfer function. Then after you apply the transfer function, you are going to return the next input. So next input values will be those two values in the layer 2. Then at the end, we are going to do the final weight, multiply input value to the final weight, then return the final result. That is what this code is doing. You don't have to follow or you don't have to follow. Just a reference.